Welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers.
Why does that seem so hard for you to do it every single time?
Do it!
Your eyes rolled back in your head. No, we're not going back. We're keep it going.
Take it out. Do it one more time.
We're going forward.
No, we're doing one more time.
We are moving forward. Stop it. Stop it. You're hurting me. Stop grabbing the mic. Ow. Someone call the police. Welcome to
Couple Movie Watchers.
We had a little bit of delay, but we're back now. In today's video, we're going to talk about Stranger Things Season 3. Now, I know I'm like 10 years late, but we finally finished all 3 seasons, just in time to start on Season 4. Now, we will have some spoilers, so keep that in mind. But before we get into today's episode, if you haven't subscribed already, smash the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And make sure you smash the like buttons and share with friends and family. Now, stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to talk about Stranger Things Season 2. What's your thoughts about...
Season 3.
My bad, Season 3. Don't hit me.
Season 3.
She looked at me with like, yeah, he made a mistake. Ryan don't know what he's talking about. Dumb boyfriend.
I didn't say none of that. But we did just finish watching Season 3. And I got emotional in the last few episodes. Mostly at the end of the episode. Somebody... I don't know if I should say it.
We're going to talk about spoilers, so we can say that Hobbs got killed and blown up or whatever at the end of Season 3.
Yeah, and then there's a moment where he was kind of like trying to control his 11's, how do you say, like, urges.
So just to give a recap, she's talking about 11 and Mike, right? That's his name?
Yeah, Mike, yeah.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the season, they was getting it on. They were getting a freak on. Child pornography on Netflix, right? And
no. They were just kissing.
The stepdad, Jim Hopper, he wasn't having it. So he wrote this nice letter that for 11, but it gets
he wanted to set some boundaries between 11 and Mike. And he was practicing, but when it came down to it, he got really frustrated. He just had to talk with Mike, and he just didn't know how to express his feelings and thoughts. And in the end, you get to hear what he had to say to Elle, and it gets really emotional because he died, and he didn't get to tell her how he felt about their situation.
Well, we thought he died, but I knew he didn't die. Before even seeing Season 1 of Stranger Things a couple of weeks ago, I seen a picture of Hobbs.
You can't be saying that.
No, I said spoilers in the beginning, so spoilers mean we talking all the business.
All right.
If they skip that, it's on them. My bad, no. All right, so Jim Hopper, yeah, I knew he lives when you see the previous Season 4. It's like, oh, he's alive. Well, I might as well not watch for these Season 1, 2, and 3. That reveal in Season 3 was a waste of my time because I knew he was going to live. I didn't know how he was going to live, but he's going to live. You know what I mean? I think they kind of ruined the spoiler for new fans. I feel like they're catering to people who already seen it already. Now, since I've seen it, I probably would have felt differently. But now, since a lot of the spoilers was given away with, I seen a picture of Jim Hopper before I even seen Season 4, before I even seen Season 1. And then in Netflix, like the thumbnail, they were showing me images from Season 3 that I thought was part of Season 1. Yeah, Netflix needs to do a better job with some of their spoilers, because if you don't see the seasons early enough, you'll start seeing images that you think are from the earlier seasons, and it's for like later seasons. So it kind of ruined some things for me as a viewer, like I'm ruining it now as with my spoilers. But that's why I said spoilers. At least I let you know, right? Go ahead.
But yeah, it was very emotional when I first saw it. I didn't know what to expect, and then there was no spoilers for me. But like the whole time when she was reading the letter, you could hear his voice, and him expressing himself like got me emotional because it was kind of like, you grow up, you're changing, you're becoming an adult. and it was just like very, very touching what he was saying to her, and not knowing that he was gonna be alive. It gets even more like it hits you hard when you watch it.
And her favorite character that she loved to hate in season 2 died, so she was happy about that.
Billy, I mean, I ended up feeling bad for him because you actually see the reason why he was a bully and was abusive towards his sister. But I just felt like, people shouldn't be the same as what they encountered as a child, and that's why I was kind of like really annoyed with his character. But I mean, in the end, he ends up kind of like, how do you say it? No, not. I'm saying that he kind of like redeemed himself, I guess, protecting others other than being the one hurting the person or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I think he did a good job in this, and I think he did a good job really revealing who Billy was. That he's like, oh, he's not the sibling beater and a womanizer, an adulterer. At the end, he ended up having some redeeming qualities and died. He tried to be a good person and died. If he would have stayed evil, he might have lived, but he turned good and died. But overall, I think season 3 was good. I enjoyed it. It's funny because you didn't like season 2, and my other friend didn't like season 3. Watching all 3, I thought I enjoyed all 3 seasons for different reasons. I thought season 1 was good overall as far as just the overall story with its mysteries, its suspense. Season 2 and season 3, I thought especially in season 3, you don't really get the mystery and suspense like you did in season 1. It was just more so just a lot of things happening. But I thought at least in season 3, you didn't have like the random stories like in season 2. Season 2, 11 just goes on this adventure, meets another girl with superpowers, and then I'm out, peace. And it's like, well, what's going on with you and your mom? It was just kind of just random stuff happened in season 2. And one thing I can say about season 3, do not date Winona Ryder's character because you're going to die. Something bad's going to happen to you. Like at season 1, she was kind of a crackhead. She done lost her son. Season 2, her boyfriends get killed. Season 3, Jim Hopper, he was living a good life. You decided, you know what? Winona Ryder character, Joyce Byers, I'm going to talk to her. You know what I mean? He talks to her. Next thing you know, he gets blown up. So we think. But yeah, she just has like bad luck as a character, like all bad. She did the right thing to move at the end of season 3. Get her out of town. If it wasn't for her, maybe none of that stuff would happen. It
wasn't her fault.
Her family attracts bad stuff. You know what I mean? Some people just have bad luck in life. You just don't want to be around them. It's like even when like you ever play Texas Hold'em at a casino, some people have no luck and some people have all the luck. Like whatever cards they want to hit, you don't play with them. You know what I mean? She's someone who just has bad luck. Nice person, bad luck. You know what I mean? That's just how her character was written. And I'm pretty sure in season 4, one of her kids gonna die.
Oh, dang.
Probably the older and useless one.
Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan. He's proven to be useless in 3 seasons. He's a sidekick of a sidekick of a sidekick.
Throughout the series, I don't think I've seen him do anything to help the team. So I agree with that.
Yeah, he doesn't even help the team. Like, at least Mike's sister is holding a gun. Actually, it was their gun. She's using their gun. He ain't never picked up a gun.
Also, Steve is the only one. Steve is the one that ends up losing the girl, and then he's always saving her life. So I'm just like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it's like Steve is just like he was like the hometown hero.
I didn't like him at first, but I mean, as you get to know the characters, I think he's one of my favorite characters in this series, on top of Hobbs and what do you call it?
Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas too. He's
Actually,
cool.
I like Lucas' sister in this one.
Yeah, like in the beginning, I was annoyed with her. Yeah. Like in the beginning, she was annoying, but then she ends up becoming like a good, like, team player.
Yeah, she kind of helps out the team. So I thought overall, good season. If you haven't seen Stranger Things 1, 2, or 3, my bad, but you should have seen it. You should have seen the spoiler alert. For those who have seen it, like myself, let us know what was your thoughts. Are you rewatching it? Do you plan on watching it? I think if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch, especially before season 4 comes out, because Netflix gonna drop off all 8 to 10 episodes, and the internet's gonna be flooded with spoilers. You know what I mean? If you don't watch it that first weekend,
you're done.
You're done. You know what I mean? They're gonna show you previews and thumbnails of dead characters and things that you're like, oh, this happened. But yeah, that's all we got, man. Got anything to say before we close out?
Finish watching the whole episode because I forgot. Well, when I watched it, I got really emotional and I didn't finish watching it. But there was like a little scene happening at the end of the episode, so you need to stay. You need to let it play all the way through.
Yeah, you do. They kind of give like a nice little spoiler as far as no, don't mess with the American. You don't see who it is. So we essentially know, oh, that's Hobbs, right? What other American gonna be in Russia at the end of the series, right? So we know it's Hobbs, and we actually seen the preview of season 4, and people have some weird, wild theories, man. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Hobbs got blown off the deck. The Russians came in, picked him up, and took him to Russia. He didn't get blown into the underworld or anything like that. I guarantee when season 4 come out, replay this video, you're going to see they captured Hobbs because he got blown up off the deck. He was down on the floor or wherever he got blown up to. They grabbed his ass and took him to Russia in a box. You know what I mean? That's how he got there. He didn't get blown into some other dimension and fell through the ripples of time. If it happens like that, this show...
You're like done with the show or what?
They better have some amazing writing for that. Their storytelling skills... I can't even speak. Their storytelling skills better be off the chain, because now you have to explain how did he get blown into a rift and then come out the other end. It's just a lot of questionable marks. At least you could explain him getting blown off the deck. The Russians were already there. They took him and they disappeared because we don't know what happened to the Russians, right? Mm-hmm. So that makes perfect sense in my book. Anything else? Because season 2 already proved they can't be writing no extra stuff. They like when it came to Eleven's mom. Oh, I love my mama. She couldn't even say her mom. Her mom stayed in a coma, but my mom told me to find this one girl who has illusions. Why? She wasn't even in part 1. Your mom told you to find some girl who had nothing to do with the story at all, and you learned nothing from her. Mm-hmm. That whole angle was a waste of life and time. You know what I mean? That just proves, if it becomes more complicated for these writers, no. They're good writers, good storytellers, but they got to keep it basic. When they start deviating from Indiana and try to add all this other stuff, they get lost in the sauce. But that's all I got to say. I'm out. Anything for you?
No, just waiting for the season to come out and watch the new season. Hopefully it's as good as these seasons.
Signing out.